What's up, guys? Josh from Strengthside. This is my current stretching routine. It only takes around 5 to 10 minutes. It's something that I try to touch on daily just to access all those big ranges of motion in my body. So let's get to it. What's going on, guys? This is my first time doing a voiceover in a while, and let me tell you, it feels good to be back. If you're happy to have this voiceover back, go ahead and comment your favorite animal below. So this is my current flexibility stretching routine. This isn't necessarily for beginners, not because it's super advanced, but because if you're super stiff coming to Strengthside channel, there's a better place to start, and that's the daily practice. YouTube it. Currently, I spend a lot of time in the Cossack Squat because it holds a lot of value. And quite honestly, I've always just really sucked at it. But to get into a deep Cossack position, you have to have adequate ankle range of motion. You have to have that deep knee flexion. You have to have good hip rotation and hip abduction. So if you're able to improve that, then you're going to improve upon all those things. And anytime that you find something that you suck at, don't run away from it. Run into it. That's something that took me a lot of years to understand. So I start by just sitting in the deep Cossack position. I'm just trying to really just get as comfortable there as possible. And then in this particular version of the stretch, I slowly sit that straight leg down on the ground. I try to control that as much as I can. Then I internally rotate the other leg, and then I just do a forward fold here. Bring my knee to my head, or head to knee, whatever you prefer. And this is a pretty cool shot and pose here. Shout out to the cameraman / girl. And I think I might use that as the thumbnail. What do you guys think? Should I use that as the thumbnail? Well, the video's already out, so I already made the decision. After the Cossack, because we just put a lot of focus on those hips, those legs, I'm going to move into the shoulders. So I'm going to hop into a bridge. And what can we say about the bridge besides it's just a super challenging position to open up, especially, mainly as an adult, right? You see your daughter or your nephew just drop down into a bridge like nothing. But for an adult, after you've become stiff and let that go, this was one of the most challenging positions to open up, and continues to be. But 2 years ago this would have been extremely painful, and now it feels really good. And we love the bridge because obviously it just incorporates the whole body. The shoulders, the spine, the hips have to extend. Developing the bridge is just nice, but it definitely is more on that advanced end of stretching. So how we doing so far? I realize that this isn't really a follow along, but some of you guys may be hitting this with me, but this is just fun for me to do the voiceover again. Don't forget to comment your favorite animal below. I don't know why for me I'm thinking kangaroo, but when I think about it, I've never even seen a kangaroo in real life. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that more. I'll comment mine below as well. So now I'm hopping into this deep lunge position, this kind of static split squat, pushing my knee forward, and I'm trying to get that back leg as straight as possible. I like to start with my heel down, and then I'll come onto my toe just to get even deeper and not let the ankle range of motion limit how far I can stretch that back hip, essentially. This is a position that is so nice for opening up that back hip, that hip flexor and quad, and then also training that dorsiflexion in the front knee. And I'm constantly trying to improve on this position. As you can see, my torso is like a little bit leaned forward. I'd like to be a bit more upright here and be able to get that back knee really straight, but that's why we're here. That's why we're working on it. It's all a work in progress, baby. And in all these stretches, I'm trying to control my breathing. Now, most of the time, you mainly hear people talk about breathing and controlling the breath in more of the relaxed, passive stretching. But I think it's even more important in more of this active loaded stretching because you're using more muscular fatigue. Anytime I have a client try to kind of push their range a bit, usually that breath really shortens and you go right into the chest, and that can be okay to push yourself a little bit, but eventually you want to balance that out and find a position where you can just breathe slow and controlled. That's going to signal to your nervous system that you are okay. And the tuck handstand against the wall. This is one of my favorite ways to open up shoulder flexion, because when you get those knees down to hip height or above, that really locks your pelvis in. So then when I move my chest towards the wall, that means that a lot of that extension is coming from my thoracic spine, and I'm really able to push those shoulders up and get that nice shoulder flexion. This can be a really nice one to play with, especially if you've never done it before. But yeah, you're going upside down, so just be careful. You know, you don't want to do anything funky to your neck, to your head. I mean, we're just stretching here, right? So don't go too hard, bro. Now we're gonna hop into just a little seated forward fold pike stretch. I first try to bring my head down to my knees. I try to just breathe into my upper back, get that nice rounded spine, make sure that those knees are pretty straight. And then from there, I kind of open up the knees and see if I could get my head down to the ground. And that's pretty intense, getting the head all the way down to the ground, but it does feel nice. And shout out to this beautiful day. Shout out to those clouds up there just looking like some scrumptious ass marshmallows. Now I'm going to spread the legs and I'm going to hop into the pancake. So pancake's something I've been working on for a while now and still needs some improvement, but it's getting quite better. And yeah, we're gonna see if we could take that belly, that chest down to the ground in the next few months. Yeah, and that is about the end of my stretching routine. So this is something that I'll do maybe every other day, and sometimes I'll go through this twice. Just kind of depends on what's going on for the day. You know, obviously I'm doing other training as well. I appreciate you guys being here, sharing this time with me. It's my pleasure. Just kind of sharing my journey along the way of opening up my body's capabilities and flexibility and strength. And I know a lot of you guys are doing the same, so let me know how things are going. All right, guys, appreciate you watching. Like the video, subscribe to Strength Side. You know what I mean, bro. As always,